I'm Cindy Corbett. Thank you for being here tonight. I want to run some statistics by you from SafeFamilies.org, and I want you to see what comes to your mind. In 2003, 1.3 million of these websites were available with 260 million pages. Total revenue for the industry in 2006 was $13.3 billion in the United States and $97 billion worldwide, with 13,588 titles issued just in 2005. Furthermore, in 2003, 47% of families said this was a problem in their home. And as of 2007, the largest consumer of this industry were ages 12 to 17. So if you haven't guessed yet, the industry I'm discussing tonight is pornography. Is it enormous? Yes. Why? It's easy to get to. With the click of a mouse, you're there. It's alluring. Many sites offer free viewing. It's captivating. Many sites offer free viewing and then tempt you at first and then lure you to buy once you're hooked. And some say it's addictive. I'm speaking to you on the subject tonight because I have seen firsthand the damage it can do. It's affected family members and myself. And I also spent time researching information about it as well through articles of religious nature, faith-based, and industry-wise. The reality is porn is evil at its best. It destroys self-respect, self-control, and it hurts the innocent who are around the one that's affected. So tonight we're going to touch on three things. We're going to touch on how porn's addictive, how it destroys trust in relationships, and ways to avoid it. In the Leahona magazine, there's an article dated November of 2006, and it stated, "I'd like to share something with you I have not been able to share with anyone else. I'm 35 years old, and for most of my adult life I've been addicted to pornography. I was first introduced to this material as a child." He says, "I was molested by an older family member and pornography was used to attract my interest. I'm convinced today that this is the root of why I'm addicted. I think it's ironic that those who support the business of pornography say that it's just a freedom of expression, but I have no freedom. I have lost my free agency because I have been unable to overcome this. It's a trap for me, and I can't seem to get out of it." Another article in The Ensign by Dallin H. Oakes in May of 2005, he knew a gentleman that was both addicted to pornography and to drugs. And he said, quote, "In my eyes, cocaine doesn't hold a candle to this. I have done both. Quitting even the hardest drugs was nothing compared to quitting pornography." So it's pretty powerful. That's a very powerful statement by that gentleman. Now, as regarding relationships, I want to start with a family member who was married to a gentleman who began to become addicted to pornography. And as a result, he exhibited bizarre behaviors at work with other women, and then that led to affairs. And it all started, again, with his addiction to pornography. And ultimately, their marriage was dissolved. The next story, I have a family member that was shocked one evening when her husband came home and had some deranged thinking about some inappropriate behaviors he was going to exhibit with other females. Not necessarily horrible, but illegal and inappropriate. And it all started because he became addicted to pornography, and that was the whole root of his situation. And not just men are affected. According to the statistics on SafeFamilies.org, of female readers of today's Christian Women's Magazine online in 2003, 34% of those readers admitted to being intentionally going into internet porn sites. And 1 out of 6 women, including Christian women, struggled with addiction to pornography. In my situation, when I was very young, someone in my family had pornographic magazines, and I was just a young, probably 3, 4, 5 years old, and I was rummaging through some cabinets in my mother's kitchen, and I came across those. And as a result, I noticed there were feelings inside of me that changed, and it was very odd, and I didn't know what to do with those feelings. I was just very young. But to this day, I can remember those images, and to this day, it can still affect me if I allow it. And so, women are susceptible. It's not just men, but certainly there are more statistics that show that men are more vulnerable than women, but we cannot let our guards down. We are all vulnerable. So there are ways to avoid pornography. One is don't take it lightly. Just be aware that it does exist. Always be on guard. Adjust your settings on your TV, your satellite, your computers, and do that to screen out porn. If you struggle, use the internet and TV in open areas of your home. Dress modest yourself and don't arouse feelings in yourself or others that are around you. Surround yourself with others who are of the same values. Stay busy in good causes. For example, activities at school or church or education, serve in the community. All those things will keep you busy and keep your mind on appropriate things. And finally, and most importantly, stay close to the Lord. Remember, He will be your strength and guide you through any addictions. And remember, again, pornography is evil and should be avoided at all costs. We talked about it in 3 areas. We talked about how it's addictive. We talked about how it destroys trust in relationships. And we talked about ways to avoid it. Do all that you can to avoid it at all costs, and your family members. And you can do this with the Lord's help. We are reminded in the New Testament of the Holy Bible in 1 Corinthians 10:13. There's a scripture that says that the Lord will not give us any temptation that we cannot overcome with His help. And so it's with that that I admonish you to remember and to, again, avoid those temptations that will drag you down as well as your family members.